Good morning, everyone. I am delighted to welcome you all today. Thank you for joining this session. Today, we will be discussing guidelines for preparation of SOP. I am Dr. S.K. Singh, and I'll be guiding you through this important topic. Over the next few minutes, I'll cover the key steps and best practices to prepare an effective standard operating procedure. So let's get started and make this a productive session. Let's start by talking about what an SOP, or Standard Operating Procedure, really is. Essentially, it's a controlled document that provides step-by-step instructions for performing specific tasks. The goal here is to make sure everyone follows the same process, which helps maintain consistency across operations. It also supports reproducibility, meaning that the same results can be achieved every time, and it ensures compliance with regulatory requirements. This is especially critical in regulated industries like pharmaceuticals, biotech, and medical devices. In these fields, following proper procedures is not just best practice, it's a fundamental requirement to ensure safety and quality. Now moving on to the main objectives of an SOP. First, it helps standardize processes across teams and departments, creating a uniform approach to work. Second, it plays a key role in ensuring data integrity, often summarized by the ALCOA plus principles. Data being attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, and accurate, plus other qualities like complete and consistent. Third, SOPs clearly define everyone's responsibilities, so there's no confusion about who does what. Fourth, they help reduce variability and deviations, which can lead to errors or non-compliance. And finally, SOPs are invaluable for training new staff and preparing for audits, making sure everyone is on the same page and ready to demonstrate compliance. Altogether, SOPs are a vital tool in maintaining quality, consistency, and regulatory compliance in our industry. Let's take a closer look at SOP classification. First, we have QA SOPs, which include procedures related to deviations, CAPA, and change control. These are critical for maintaining quality and addressing issues promptly. Then, we have production SOPs, covering manufacturing and cleaning processes, basically the hands-on procedures that ensure our products are made consistently and safely. Next are QC SOPs, which focus on testing and calibration, key steps to verify that our products meet specifications and our equipment remains accurate. We also have engineering SOPs, which support technical and maintenance activities, and warehouse SOPs, ensuring proper handling and storage of materials. Now, an important part of the overall quality system is SOP lifecycle management. This involves several stages: drafting, review, approval, and issuance, where we officially release the SOPs for use. After that, training is essential to ensure everyone understands and follows the procedures correctly. Implementation follows training, making sure the SOPs are put into practice effectively. Periodic review is necessary to keep procedures current and relevant, and revisions or retirements are made when updates are needed or procedures become obsolete. All these classifications and life cycle steps are interconnected, forming a comprehensive system that supports quality, compliance, and continuous improvement across all aspects of our operations. Let's talk about the regulatory expectation for SOPs, which is that they should be controlled, traceable, and follow a standardized format. This ensures consistency and compliance across all documents. Now, when we look at the SOP structure, it typically includes several core sections. First, we have the purpose, which explains why the SOP exists and what it aims to achieve. Then, the scope defines the boundaries, what areas or activities the SOP covers. Next, responsibility clarifies who is responsible for executing and overseeing the procedures. Definitions and abbreviations are included to ensure clarity and avoid misunderstandings, especially with technical terms. The procedure itself is the core section. Here, we detail the step-by-step instructions that need to be followed. After that, references provide links to related documents or standards supporting the procedure. Annexures or forms are included for any supplementary materials or documentation needed. Moving on to the SOP template and format, several key elements are essential. The SOP title clearly states what the document is about. The unique SOP number helps us track and manage documents efficiently. The version or revision number indicates the most current update, and the effective date shows when it comes into force. It's also important to include a review date to schedule regular updates and ensure the SOP remains relevant. Page numbering, such as page X of Y, helps with navigation, especially in longer documents. By following this structured approach, we not only meet regulatory expectations, but also promote clarity, consistency, and traceability across our standard operating procedures. Let's talk about some key writing guidelines for technical documents. First, it's essential to use clear, precise, and unambiguous language. This helps ensure everyone understands the instructions or information without confusion. Next, I recommend using the active voice whenever possible, as it makes your writing more direct and easier to follow. Additionally, organizing your instructions into numbered, sequential steps can really improve clarity and flow. Now, it's important to avoid interpretation-based wording, which can lead to different interpretations and inconsistencies. Long paragraphs should be avoided too, as they can be overwhelming and difficult to digest quickly. When applicable, always include acceptance criteria to define what success looks like. Moving on to SOP numbering and coding systems, each SOP should have a unique identifier, like SOP QA001 Rev02, to keep things organized. Also, incorporating department-wise coding can further enhance traceability. These measures enable us to track documents effectively, maintain control over revisions, and support audit processes smoothly. So, in summary, following these guidelines helps us produce clear, organized, and traceable technical documents that support quality and compliance across the organization. Let's talk about good documentation practices, or GDP, which are essential for maintaining high standards in our work. One key framework we use is the ALCOA Plus principles. These stand for attributable, which means every entry should be clearly linked to the person who made it. Legible is obvious. Your records must be easy to read. Contemporaneous means documenting data at the time the activity occurs, not later. Original refers to recording the initial data, not copies or summaries. Accurate means the information must be correct and reliable. No overwriting is allowed. If corrections are needed, they must be traceable so everyone can see what was changed and why. And records should always be signed and dated, ensuring accountability. Moving on to the procedure section, this is a critical part of our documentation. It should include a clear, step-by-step logical flow. Think of it as guiding someone through the process seamlessly. This section must cover all necessary materials and equipment, process parameters like temperature or pH, and safety precautions to protect everyone involved. To make this as understandable as possible, we often use tools like flowcharts, tables, or decision trees, especially if the process is complex. These visual aids help clarify the process and ensure nothing is overlooked. By following these key points, we ensure our documentation is thorough, reliable, and compliant, which ultimately supports the overall quality and integrity of our work. Let's now look at the key points around review, approval, and control of SOPs. First, it's essential that SOPs are prepared, then reviewed by the relevant stakeholders, and finally approved by the designated authority, with quality assurance always playing a mandatory role in the approval process. This ensures that everyone is aligned and that the SOPs meet our quality standards. Next, we need to keep track of different versions through proper version control and revision history. This helps us maintain clarity on updates and changes over time. Controlled distribution is also critical. We should only distribute the SOPs to authorized personnel to prevent outdated or incorrect procedures from being used. And remember, obsolete SOPs should be archived properly so we can reference them if needed, but they don't clutter the current documentation. Now, moving on to training and implementation. It's important to conduct training before the SOP becomes effective, so everyone is ready to follow the new procedures from day one. Keeping thorough training records and performing regular effectiveness checks ensures that the training is impactful and that staff are competent in executing the SOPs correctly. We also need to link SOPs to specific job roles and the qualification matrix. making sure that each employee knows their responsibilities and requirements. When we focus on training compliance versus actual SOP execution during inspections, we gain a clearer picture of how well the procedures are being followed in practice. All of these controls and training measures are vital for maintaining a high standard of quality and consistency across our operations. Let's take a closer look at the importance of SOPs truly reflecting actual practice, which is a core GMP principle. When SOPs are not aligned with what actually happens on the ground, it can lead to serious deficiencies during inspections. Some common issues we see include SOPs not being followed in practice, which suggests either the procedures are unclear or not properly communicated. Lack of clarity in instructions can cause confusion and inconsistent execution. Missing approval signatures can undermine the document's validity, and poor version control makes it difficult to track updates or ensure everyone is following the latest procedures. Inadequate training documentation is another critical area. If training records are incomplete or missing, it raises questions about whether staff truly understand their responsibilities. Moving on to review, compliance, and audit readiness, these are ongoing processes. Regular review, typically every 1 to 2 years or as defined by your organization, helps keep SOPs current and effective. Revision triggers are essential to identify when updates are needed. These include process changes, deviations or CAPA activities, and regulatory updates. Recognizing these triggers ensures your SOPs remain relevant and compliant, ultimately supporting a robust quality system. All these elements are interconnected and vital for maintaining a compliant, efficient, and audit-ready environment. Let's take a closer look at the key benefits of having a robust SOP system in place. First and foremost, it ensures regulatory compliance. This means that our processes meet all the necessary industry standards and legal requirements, reducing the risk of penalties or delays. Next, it improves operational consistency. With clear, standardized procedures, everyone on the team follows the same steps, which helps us operate more smoothly and reliably. This consistency is critical for maintaining quality across all our activities. Another major benefit is reducing errors and deviations. When procedures are well-defined and consistently followed, mistakes become less likely, and any deviations can be caught early before they escalate into bigger issues. Additionally, a strong SOP system significantly enhances product quality and patient safety. By adhering to proven processes, we ensure that our products meet high standards, ultimately protecting those who rely on them. Finally, it strengthens audit preparedness. Having comprehensive, up-to-date SOPs means we're always ready for inspections, demonstrating our commitment to quality and compliance. Overall, these benefits tie directly into our goal of creating a safer, more efficient, and fully compliant operation. In conclusion, I want to emphasize that SOPs really are the foundation of GMP compliance. They set the standard for how we operate and ensure consistency across all processes. It's crucial that our SOPs are scientifically sound, meaning they are based on solid scientific principles and best practices. At the same time, they must be clearly written so anyone can understand and follow them without confusion. Proper control of SOPs is also essential. We need to regularly review and update them to keep up with changes and ensure ongoing compliance. Remember, a well-written SOP combines these elements into a controlled process that not only meets regulatory requirements, but also helps us pass inspections successfully. So, in essence, a well-crafted SOP equals a controlled process plus a successful inspection. It's the cornerstone of maintaining quality and compliance in everything we do. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or need additional information, I'm here to help. You can contact us through the details provided. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We truly appreciate your interest and engagement. Remember, we're always available to assist you beyond this presentation. Once again, thank you and have a great day.